Good morning. It is Friday, August 30th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, so let's get into it. Former President Donald Trump says IVF costs will be covered by insurance or Medicare if he's elected president.
Under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women.
At a rally in Potterville yesterday, Trump said his administration would push for allowing new parents to deduct major newborn expenses from their taxes as well. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says that IVF is morally unacceptable. The Justice Department says the FBI still fails to properly investigate some suspected child sexual abuse cases and does not report allegations to state agencies. The new DOJ report highlighted continued errors even after the conviction of former Michigan State University and USA Gymnastics physician Larry Nassar 3 years ago. Nassar abused more than 100 athletes, including Olympic champion Simone Biles. After hearings on the botched Nassar investigation, the FBI promised it would make reforms. The Senate plans to hold a hearing on the new report. A new survey shows the use of cannabis among young adults is at historically high levels. The University of Michigan released its annual study called Monitoring the Future, which tracks substance use trends among adults in the United States. The latest survey from 2023 shows 42% of adults ages 19 to 30 reported using cannabis, with about 10% using it every day. For the first time in the survey, more women in that age group reported using cannabis than men. The results are similar to a 2022 survey, which also showed a historically high level of cannabis use among young adults. A joint effort between the University of Michigan and Michigan State University to help families with the cost of having a baby is expanding to Kalamazoo. RX Kids started in Flint at the beginning of the year and is now active in Mall City, paying an expectant parent $1,500 at the 20th week of pregnancy. Alyssa Stewart with the Kalamazoo County Foundation says 60% of babies born in Kalamazoo every year are on Medicaid.
We really don't want having a baby, which should be a joyful thing for families, to be a stressor or to be something that throws their financial situation into chaos. We want it to be able to be a peaceful, joyful time for families.
She added that Kalamazoo continues to have significant disparities in our infant mortality rates, saying black babies die at a rate 3 to 4 times higher than white babies. When the baby is born, the parents will receive $500 a month for the first year to help them cover the costs of having the child. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. Now this.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
We want listeners to see that God has a unique and unrepeatable plan for their lives and how to rejoice in the work God's doing in their hearts and in their homes.
God wants to set us free to live more abundantly. More to Life explores what that really looks like, living it out in our everyday life and relationships.
More to Life with Dr. Greg and Lisa Popchak.
We have a chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms today in the Motor City. It will remain warm as well. Our high will reach 89. Tonight, showers are likely and lows will dip to 69. We'll have partly sunny skies to start the Labor Day weekend tomorrow. Our high will reach 82. Sunday will be sunny with highs in the 80s, and Labor Day will be cooler with sunny skies and temperatures in the lower 70s. We have a chance of showers and thunderstorms today in the Saginaw Valley. Those continue into the evening hours. Our high will reach 85. Tonight, the rain tapers off around 2 a.m. Lows will dip to 63. We'll have sunny skies to start the Labor Day weekend. Our high will reach 84. Sunday will be sunny with highs in the upper 70s, and Labor Day will be cooler with sunny skies and temperatures in the lower 70s. Welcome back to Michigan Mornings. I'm Matthew Handley. I've got some more news to bring to your attention. Vice President Kamala Harris and running mate Tim Walz are finished with a joint interview that went over a wide range of topics. The pair sat down with CNN for an exclusive interview that marked the first time Harris has sat down with a journalist for an in-depth talk since President Biden ended his bid for re-election. Harris went over things such as the economy, hearing the news that President Biden was dropping out of the race, and immigration. She said implementing proposals that support the middle class would be among the first things she does in office. A new Labor Day survey reveals 74% of people think that inflation is erasing their hard work. According to Wallet Hub, 2 in 3 Americans say that inflation is affecting their Labor Day plans. 67% of people surveyed believe they're working harder this year than last year, while 93% of people want a raise to keep up with inflation. Attorneys for Brian Koberger, the man charged with killing 4 University of Idaho students, say they can't get a fair trial unless the judge moves the trial hundreds of miles away from where the killings took place. News Nation's Brian Enton has more.
The defense has called a number of witnesses to try to make the point that this community is just too biased. There was also a psychologist that took the stand who said essentially that there is no way that there are jurors in this area that could be fair. She made this point that even if you got a jury here that said that they were non-biased, she believes that they would have a very hard time acquitting Koberger even if they believed he was not guilty, because they would have a hard time returning to the community here.
An autopsy report found that all 4 students were stabbed to death, most of them having been asleep at the time. And our own Dr. Ray Guarendi was at St. John's Resort in Plymouth this week, kicking off the 4th Anything is Possible speaker series. Dr. Ray's talk was on the logic of being Catholic, and he shared his own testimony as to how he left and later came back to the church. At the core of his conundrum in his non-Catholic years was trying to figure out which interpretation was right. He ultimately said that the Catholic faith is built upon a pillar of truth, logic, and coherence passed down from Christ to the earliest apostles. You can catch Dr. Ray here on the radio today at 1 p.m. And as a reminder, if you're headed up north this weekend, the Mackinac Bridge will be closed on Labor Day until noon for the annual Bridge Walk. St. John Chrysostom says, "Let us learn, therefore, to be men of wisdom and to honor Christ as he desires." I'm Matthew Handley. That does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings. Lord willing, I will talk to you again on Monday. Until then, goodbye.